Hey YouTube, Unknown Gamer here, and as you can see, we're getting ready for a USC game. After this game, we are going to have recruits to show you that have committed, because there are some. I know there's at least two that are. One of them's already committed. He was an insta commit. I wasn't going for him at all. And then there's one more. Derek Reynolds is actually now listed as one of our top players, but then there's one more. I think there's a possibility of 3 players being committed this week and a lot more in the future. And I actually found a whole bunch of new players I think you guys would like to see because they're looking really good. So yeah, we have a great future here of kids that I think will commit easily here. And we have a great future of kids that I'm going to have to battle for. There are a lot of iffy kids. I should get them, but I don't know. But by week 12, you will see a crap ton of kids committing, and a lot of these kids you're going to want to remember their name because they will be big for this program. Derek Reynolds, though, so far our most decorated recruit that we've had. And I don't think he doesn't have a whole bunch of trophies. I don't think, but he's been in the highest in races. He's the only recruit that I've had that's almost won the Heisman already. But he's also our only recruit that I've had to start on offense. But, well, other than Mike Rogers. But yeah, he's overall, so far, if you look at stats, he's the best one. And I feel Albert Smith is right up there with him. Albert Smith and James Bailey are both great recruits. So is Newell. And Romero is too. There's a whole bunch of great recruits. The only question is, but Newell completely blows his block. He needs to work on his blocking a lot because that was his block to pick up completely. He ran right in front of the guy and ignored him. We can't have stuff like that from our starting tight end. We can't. And he's our starting tight end for the future, so it's not like we're going to get rid of him at any time soon. He's going to be playing the rest of this year, which is technically his freshman year, I'm pretty sure. All of next year. No, because I didn't redshirt him last year. So yeah, he's a sophomore, so we'll see. But he has a lot of work that needs done. I don't know why I didn't redshirt. I didn't redshirt him because I was scared I'd lose him. But Newell, right there, making up for the bad block with the touchdown. 46 yards for Gareth Newell, the tight end. Wow. And our tight ends haven't been a big target of ours other than that Arizona State game last year. If you watch that game, that was a big year for us. That was a big game for our tight ends, I mean. And right here, as you do see, we're seeing Oregon beat Arizona State by 10, and Oregon's looking to get their way into the top 10. And it makes you wonder, who are we going to play in the conference championship? Will it be Oregon or Oregon State? And will the conference championship game decide who's in the national championship or not? Right here, can we stop? They're going to run the ball to... Now, I know I'm going to say that... Nope, they're going to run the ball to the left. And nailed it. Got it right. And we stop them. They've been... Actually, that was a big risk of me to say that, to actually do the guessing thing where you guess which way they're going to run. Because all day today, they've been faking me out on that. They'll set up for a run a certain way, and then they'll drop back and end up passing the ball. Now right here, this is almost a guaranteed run left because I don't see them passing out of this formation. And what do? They pass out of it, but falls incomplete. But Bish keeps up with them and just doesn't strip the ball, but punches it out. It looks more like he punched it out. And man, that was good right there. That was good. That's showing that we are a strong team defensively. And now now it's all about Richards getting outside. Oh, if Richards could have gotten the outside, if we could have held our blocks a little bit longer there. James, that would have been awesome if James Bailey would have held it just 1 second, 1 or 2 seconds longer. That would have been perfect. We would have been off to the races. Because Richards is fast enough to where 1 or 2 seconds of holding a block actually make a huge difference. And Derek Reynolds is actually close to 1,000 yards rushing. and that's the main reason why he's in the Heisman race, is his rushing yards and how he actually has done decent through the air. He's one of the few quarterbacks that has done both. Because Johnny Manziel, he's done a little bit of both, but I don't think he's near 1,000 yards yet. But he does have more passing yards, so that's what's going to happen. You cannot lead you cannot be the top running quarterback in the nation and the top passing quarterback in the nation. Well, you can, but then you sacrifice a lot. Then you're one-dimensional. Then you just focus on your quarterback, pressure him no matter what, because he's either going to keep the ball or he's going to throw it to somebody else. Which I know a lot of people say that's every offense. No, and in most offenses you hand the ball off to your running back every once in a while. So your running back becomes non-existent, basically. Your quarterback is your only threat on the ground. So if you should see where I'm coming from with that. That's why I say that's not the world's best offense. We're right here. Pierre Cormier is going to punch the ball right up the middle for another touchdown. And right here, we're having this is a perfect example of bend but don't break defense. We're bending a lot today. Today has been the day where all we've done is bend. We have not done anything that we are known for. We haven't been able to even stop the run. Yeah, as you see, the run, he's broken 2 20-plus yard runs on us now. That one we even guessed that he would run to the left and brought a blitz, and he still ran for 21 yards on us. Now, all I'm going to say about that is that's something we have to change. We have to play USC every year. That kid's not a senior. I'm pretty sure he's not a senior. We can't sit there and let him run for crazy yards on us, which is what we have done. We haven't done anything to stop him. And I'm sorry if I seem to get really annoyed, but I am. To be honest, this is probably when you get one of the more annoying games to play. Every single year, USC is an annoying team to play. Not because they're really good or anything, but because they do stuff that nobody has done to you. Stuff that no team has even been able to do, they somehow are the only team that's able to do it to me. And it's weird the way it works. Like all my sure tacklers go to crap in the game. All my sure offensive players go to crap too. Everything that is sure about this team seems to go to crap when we play them. Our offense hasn't gone to crap though. It's just our defense, our sure catchers, and our sure playmakers that we've had so far this year, like Wayne Capers, have gone to crap. And right there you see Gareth Newell, who normally has been picking up that block. That wasn't even Gareth Newell. That was our starting right tackle, who we haven't had any trouble with. Just lets the guy get on the outside, and the second he got the outside, it was done. And as you guys see, Riggleman actually isn't a bad punter. He's a great punter. You just guys haven't had a chance to see him punt much. Right here, you see the difference between having the will to win and not. You're seeing an Arizona team right now who we don't have the will to win. I'm seeing it. Our chances of winning go down every single time we do this. We just simply don't have the will to beat USC. USC knows if they lose today, they're not going to win the Pac-12. They're not going to go to a Pac-12 championship, and they know there's officially no hope left. We know if we win today, we can pretty much cancel out anybody's hope of us not going to the SEC, to the Pac-12 championship, and can end USC's hope of going there. But also USC knows they can pretty much put an end to our national championship hopes. Because they know if we lose today, our chances of going to a national championship game are in serious hurt. Like, we are all of a sudden no longer who we thought we were. We're kind of in an oh crap situation. And right there, we push him out of bounds barely in time. We've done that twice today. We can't keep doing it. Somebody has to stand up and say we're not who everybody thought we are, which is an Arizona team that's not going to win a national title, doesn't care about what they get. And that's what we are right now. We are an Arizona team that, the guys before us won the national championship. They feel they can win all. We're starting to do what? No offense to Alabama fans, no offense to Notre Dame fans, but we're pulling in Alabama and Notre Dame here. We've done 2 straight years where we've manhandled the Pac-12. We've manhandled most of the nation. Now we think just because we have the A on the side of the helmets and we are wearing the jerseys, we can beat everybody just because of who we are. No, it takes skill. We still can't just sit here and win on our name. If we could win our name, I wouldn't recruit half of you. First of all, half of you guys won't be playing here because we wouldn't need you. Some of you guys won't be here because we wouldn't need you. I would just replace you guys with a whole bunch of guys who don't have the names and stuff. If I wanted to, and that's what I would do. I would replace you guys with South Alabama. I would use players from the Southern Alabama team. I would use players from the Mountain West Conference. I would use all these players who are good, but don't have the national recognition of Derek Reynolds, Pierre Cormier, David Richards, Albert Smith, Babish. I'm trying to think of some other guys that have Romero, Capers, and then my middle linebacker. I can't think of his name right now, but I wouldn't use guys like them because they have national recognition right now. Everybody knows that they are good. Everybody knows it. Nobody doubts that they are good players because of their stats. But if I really wanted to, if we needed to just win on name, they wouldn't be on the team because there would be no need. If it was just that easy just to put on the Arizona helmet, put on the jersey, and step out on the field, and you automatically won, we wouldn't need you guys. I would put a whole bunch of 6-year-olds out there. But I didn't put a whole bunch of 6-year-olds out there. I put a whole bunch of college kids out there. Maybe that was a mistake to put some of these guys out there. Maybe some of these guys shouldn't be playing at this level. But this is what we have. This is who's on the team. You guys made it here for a reason. You guys just didn't get picked off. I hope none of you guys are just off the side of the street. But we can't play like we were just like we were driving down the road one day in our bus on the way here, and we're like, "Hey, look, you look. Hey, catch the ball. Oh, you dropped it. Okay, we want you." Or, "Hey, come and try and hit me. Oh, you just hit the tumbleweed behind me and it broke your tackle, and you're on the ground now? Okay, we want you." That's not what we did. We got players who were good. But we're not playing like it. Yeah, after this game, I'm definitely implementing some weird plays, some plays I normally don't run. But here's the deal. With that, I'm also not going to run these plays until probably you might see him Pac-12 championship. You might see him national championship. All depends on when we actually need him. I don't want to bring him out before the Pac-12 championship because, well, that's the type of guy I am. I don't want to bring out my trick plays before I really have to. How long do you think New England has been working on those trick plays that they ran? A long time, probably since the beginning of the summer. Why didn't they use them during the regular season? Because there's no need for it. They knew that they were good enough to make the playoffs, but they also knew in the playoffs that they wanted to win, they needed a few plays that they aren't known for running. There are some formations that I'm going to throw in that we have never ran before, and we ran them once or twice. The first year of the Dynasty, we ran the formation once. And that tells you how often we ran it. It was very rare. So who's going to prepare for that? Nobody. Nobody looks back to the year before other than the first opponent that you play. Other than that, nobody else looks back for, those are the plays that they're going to run. No, nobody thinks that. And Ty Isaac is looking to be the first 100-yard rusher against us. which is going to suck terribly. That we gave up 100 yards to a running back, but this is what we're dealing with. We hit the midway point in the season, and all of a sudden it's, oh, we went halfway through the year unbeaten. You can see how many of these guys we lost. We lost some of our top players defensively last year. Because last year, we didn't lit up when we got halfway through the year. We got better halfway through the year. This year, we started off looking like a national championship winning team. We were honestly better than the team that we had last year. Now, we hit the halfway point in the year, and we're seeing this mentality of, okay, we're undefeated halfway through the year. It started when we played Stanford. It started to set in offensively, and now the offense snapped out of it. Now it's starting to set in defensively, and I hate it. It's this mentality of, we don't have to do anything. It's going to be handed to us on the silver platter. It's the we can win on our name mentality that I was talking about earlier. It's true. It's happened here. It happens to all great teams. It's just how well of a team can you build. I'll admit part of it's my fault. Part of it's what I inherited. I inherited a team that I knew my third or fourth season I'd have outstanding recruits to have an amazing team. A lot of my outstanding recruits didn't end up coming here. Defensive line's a perfect example. We don't have a lot of amazing defensive linemen. I could have changed that, but I didn't get the recruits I needed. Now we're fighting defensively just to look like a good defensive team, statistically. Normally we are a good team statistically. Just when you get us out there, if you play right, we're not the team that you don't face who you thought you were. It's all about how well you play. It is how well you play at times against us. At times it's how well you play. At times it's how well you execute. At times you could go out there, throw a whole bunch of 6-year-olds out there, and just call the right play and it would work. Today's that 6-year-old time where throw out your high school, the recruits that you're getting next year, the recruits that are coming to your school, your walk-ons, throw them out there, see what they can do. And Romero, he's looking like one of the guys who has the heart and determination. He understands that he needs to work to get to it. That if he wants to repeat, he needs to put in some work. He wants to win every single year that he's here. So does Derek Reynolds. So does James Bailey. Question is, who else wants to repeat this year? Who's going to be here next year that wants to three-peat? That's the question. And right now the answer is very few players on the defensive side of the ball want to repeat, but almost everybody on the and most of their offensive players want to repeat. And right here, now we're down into kind of nervous territory to where we've been in this situation with USC before. USC has always been a problem team for us. But one thing I would like to say is a perfect example of hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard is Taylor. Because Taylor came here. Oh, and Taylor, great play. Even though Taylor didn't get the ball. Right here's what I'm going to show you guys why I feel Taylor is essential to this team. Not because he's a great player, but because right here. Let's go and watch, not this guy, this guy. This is the guy who's supposed to be guarding Cormier, who got the first down. Now let's see what he does. As you see, Taylor on the fade route, I put Taylor on that fade route for a reason, because I knew he would draw attention. And I really wanted to get the ball to Cormier. Taylor breaks out. This guy comes up on Cormier because he's blitzing. As this linebacker drops back, he's actually going up to cover Cormier until he sees Taylor starting to break open. I could have hit Taylor right there, but instead I decided to wait. And as he breaks back, it gives me just enough space to hit Cormier. And that's why we get the first down, is because Taylor set it up perfectly. Thank you, Taylor, for setting up the play. That's why players like Taylor are crucial. Getting role players who are key. I'm going to do that every once in a while when you have a player that was like Taylor, who wasn't recruited a lot, we were the only school to go after him. We hardly put points on him. We just lived off of bonus points on the kid. And now look at him. Now he's here, not a starter. Oh no, get the ball. No! They pick up the ball. Oh my gosh. Was that a fumble? I don't know if the booth is going to review it, but I don't know if I should either. Oh man. I think he was down. Yeah, he was down. He might have been down on that one. Do I dare waste it? No, I'm not going to waste it. I'm not going to waste it because it did somewhat look like the ball came out. They had to have indisputable evidence, and that didn't look indisputable to me. But Romero, if we just got to keep him in front of us. We cannot let him get the ball deep because they've burnt too much time. They might win this game. If we don't play smart and don't play good and we play half, this is a clean channel, so I'm not going to say it, but half, you guys can take a guess. If we play like that, yeah, we'll find ourselves fighting for a spot in the Rose Bowl. Who knows, Capital One Bowl maybe. Or we could be fighting for a national championship if we can stay strong and actually give two craps right now. Because half this team is still in that whole kind of, okay, we are living on our skill, we're living on talent. James Taylor, meanwhile, he's going to be the example right now. He knows he can't live on talent because he didn't have the talent coming in here to play if he didn't grow really good, if he didn't put the work in and grow better than everybody else. And there's another guy with Taylor. They both came in here at 67s. I forget the other guy's name, but he didn't put in the work that Taylor did. Taylor grew much better, and Taylor has put more work in. Now that guy, that tells you a lot about the difference between them. That guy now tried to live on his talent. Even though they both... I didn't say timeout, you stupid game! Gosh, and people wonder why the Connect's so bad. It's the same thing on PlayStation though. Every system has a terrible voice recognition. This is literally... If I lose this game because I can't call a timeout at the end, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed off. But yeah, it's just right now we're screwed. We're in a tight situation. We can't live on talent anymore, which is what we've done all year. All year we've faced a whole bunch of opponents that we get by on our talent on. Today, USC all of a sudden is telling us, "Hey, you can't get by on your talent anymore," which is, well, not all season. Ever since Stanford, though, we've been living off of talent. Oregon State's actually the team that did it. Oregon State kind of said, "Hey, you could start living on your Oregon State made us feel like we could live on talent because we didn't play our best, but we still beat them. So we were kind of, after that game, a few of our guys were like, "Hey, look, we just beat them just because we were more talented than they were. They put more work in. They outplayed us, but we were more talented." And then Stanford, we were even more kind of relaxed. We started out firing, and we're like, "Oh, wow, let's stop working now and let's see what happens." And we still won the game, but because we did the hard work at the beginning of the game. And then Colorado, we put no work into that game. That game was all talent. We didn't give a crap. We didn't do any work. We didn't care. That game was one of the ones we wanted to get done, go home, and sit down and talk to our family. That's what that was. That wasn't a let's win the football game. That was a let's go out here, let's hope that we pull out a miracle. And we did. We pulled out a miracle in that game. Most people say you're supposed to beat them, so it's not that how can you say it's a miracle when you're supposed to beat the opponent and you did? Because we shouldn't have beat them. They outplayed us. They did everything better than we did in that game. Yet we got lucky and we ended that game with more points than they did. But I thought that would be a wake-up call. We almost lost that game. If you look at the game, that was a game we should have lost. I mean, they scored much more than they should have. They did a lot of stuff that they shouldn't have done, but they still did it. So it's kind of to me, that should be a wake-up call. I think after stuff like that, we would be like, okay, maybe we can't just get by on talent. And oh my, that's a perfect example. Two guys over there, and he works harder than us. And that stupid Connect calls a timeout. Why? Why can't you recognize my voice, you piece of crap? Oh my gosh, that's now 2 timeouts it's wasted. 2. Both in a key situation. That could end up losing us the game. Very easily. I swear, I'm going to actually disconnect that after this game. I'm going to take it out and it won't be used ever again. Because that's bullcrap. I shouldn't end up almost losing a game at the end thinking, you know, I might lose this game off of that bullcrap. I shouldn't have to be thinking that because it doesn't work. It works that bad. But now the question is, how much time are we going to have left? Oh gosh, I got to be very careful. Cannot say anything that relates to that. We've been in a lot worse situations than this. Much worse. But normally we have the ball at this situation. When we're in much worse situations, we have the ball. And now just keep him out. We throw him into the end zone. Great idea. Throw him into the end zone, not the other way. And now USC will win the game. I don't see us coming back. We haven't played good enough to come back. We haven't played good enough to win the game. We don't deserve a win. But as far as our guys are concerned, they were naturally born with the talent to win. This right here, I know I said originally Derek Reynolds had one of the best chances to have a great team throughout his entire career here. I was wrong. Because half these kids are going to be back for his career. And half the kids that don't care are going to be back for his whole career. So I don't think he's going to have a great career because of who he's surrounded by. Personal accolades, he'll have an amazing career. But winning-wise, he probably won't because of who's around him. Not the coaching staff, but the players that surround him are not who he needs to win a national, to have a great year, to have a great career winning games. He'll have a good winning record just because I've done good enough to get the talent to have a good winning record. But we don't have enough players who believe in hard work. That's the key thing. It's key if you ask any coach and ask them, what's better, hard work or talent? They will say, a mixture of the two is the best. But if I have to choose one, I like players who work hard more than players who come in and are cocky and have this attitude of nobody can beat me because my whole life my talent has gotten me through. Normally those players don't make it to this level. Normally don't make it to this level and start. Normally they're right around where the Taylor's second guy is. Because he was good enough. His stats, I saw how he looked. He was one of those guys good enough. Oh, I thought they said the ball came loose. He was good enough to win his local games. He was good enough to win local games easily. Go and do all that. He was good enough to lead his local high school to championships and stuff, to state championships and stuff like that. Anybody at this level should be good enough to, with the right players, and to win state championships. If you have the right players, you should be able to do it. But the thing is, can you keep it going and work hard enough to where you don't have to have the great players around you because you make the people around you great enough to do it? That's the question. And Jackson, the senior, Johnny Jackson, the senior. He's somebody who, if you realize the last few games, I've given him the ball more than almost anybody else on this team. Why? When I first saw him on this roster at the beginning of the year, I thought, oh, great. That's going to be nice having a senior like that. I thought about cutting him. But then I decided, no. I don't get why. I was sitting there, I was like, I don't know why. I still don't know why I didn't cut him. But I thought to myself, he might end up being important. Right there, he worked hard enough to keep himself on the roster. If he would have been 2 overalls worse, he wouldn't have been on this team. Instead, he works hard enough, and not only does he work hard enough, but he now saves the game. He saves any hope of this repeat and keeps it alive. Now the question is, can the defense step up now and say, hey, maybe a repeat wouldn't be so bad. Some of these guys didn't even play when we originally got it. So yeah, we're going to back off. Yeah, we're going to do everything right. I'm going to do everything I can play call. Stopping the deep ball is the best thing you can do. Let him catch the ball right there. I've done everything I can coaching to get these kids to where they can beat a USC team. But have they done everything, the hard work? Have they worked hard enough? Do they have the ability? It's all about one. To be honest, it is. If we don't want the game, right there is a perfect example of not wanting it. We backed all the way off of him. I know I had him on back off, but the guy he saw him catching the ball and he ran and he took a few steps backwards. That's not what we need. Yeah, he could have broken the tackle and turned it upfield, but chances of him doing that aren't the world's greatest. And we hit the arm of the quarterback, and it causes an incomplete pass. Burton, possibly the biggest, like I said, I'm going to show you guys plays that required hard work, or key plays. Well, right here, this play right here. Watch Burton get off the line. Good reaction. Goes inside instead of outside like he has all game. That's crucial. And right here, if you look right there, that's what cost him the game. The movement of his feet. Right there. That's when you lost the game. Before that, he was able to throw the ball perfectly right to that area of wide open receivers. Right in that area. Instead, now, he throws the ball to the center of the field where nobody is except Devin Holiday. They might get over there in time they might get over there, but it doesn't matter. We got lucky today. For the about third or fourth game straight, we got lucky, and we were just USC. They should have won that game. Reason they lost it? They didn't have the talent. Although talent doesn't win all games, it won today's game. And actually, today was a mix of we had a lot of talent out there, and we had a lot of guys that worked harder than everybody else. Johnny Jackson. He deserves Player of the Week for that catch. That catch is Player of the Week worthy. I know it wasn't like a spectacular catch, but last year, he wouldn't have been playing that role. I think James Bailey would have been there. So just think about that. And James Bailey dropped a lot of the catches last year. How would that have been different? We did actually have more rushing yards than they did. That's shocking. But look how much time of possession they had. The turnover from Derek Reynolds, so that was crucial. Because if he doesn't turn that ball over, we win that game. No doubt. I mean, we still won the game, but it's not 28-24. And it's not a close call. But yeah, that's all for today. In the next episode, you will see the commits we got. Until then, bye.